It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. He who follows reason in all things is both tranquil and active at the same time, and also cheerful and collected. We have the power of opinion, but not the power of resistance. You are miserable. You are wretched. You are indignant. You are unfortunate. Well, and how does that affect you? You will say, I am unfortunate. But recall to your mind what this statement means. For if you affirm that you are unfortunate because you have a grievance, it is not the thing itself that makes you unfortunate, but the opinion about it. In this opinion you have the power to revoke whenever you please. God has given to men a degree of proficiency in everything. They are not equally proficient in all things, but they are better in one and worse in another. The first cause of anger is that things do not fall out as we wish. The second is that we have low opinion of the value of the things which are denied. And the third is that we think ourselves slighted. Don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do happen, and you will go on. Our life is what our thoughts make it. Very little is needed for everything to be upset and ruined, only a slight lapse in reason. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. We should every night call ourselves to an account. What infirmity have I mastered today? What passions opposed? What temptation resisted? What virtue acquired? Our vices will abate of themselves if they be brought every day to the shrift. Some things are in our control, and others are not. The only things in our control are our opinions, desires, and aversions. As for everything else, it is not within our control. It is essential, therefore, to make a distinction between these two, and to apply our mental discipline to what is naturally free from regulation, and to attach ourselves to what is not naturally free from regulation. And where will we find it? In that which is not subject to hindrance, compulsion, or restraint. You only lose what you cling to. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice. Loss is nothing else but change. Change is nature's delight. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. I would rather live a short life of glory than a long one of obscurity. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. The first rule is to keep an untroubled spirit. The second is to look things in the face and know them for what they are. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. Man is affected not by events, but by the view he takes of them. He who has a why to live for can bear almost anyhow. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. It's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Life is long enough, and a sufficiently generous amount has been given to us for the highest achievements if it were all well invested. But when it is wasted in heedless luxury and spent on no good activity, we are forced at last by death's final constraint to realize that it has passed away before we knew it was passing. So it is. We are not given a short life, but we make it short, and we are not ill-supplied, but wasteful of it. When we see men of a contrary character, we should turn inwards and examine ourselves. There is nothing impossible to him who will try. People are frugal in guarding their personal property, but as soon as it comes to squandering time, they are most wasteful of the one thing in which it is right to be stingy. So, I would like to lay hold of someone slipping away from me, and to say to him, "You are just as much a thief, friend, as the others. What you are taking away is just as much mine. Why is it that you are scrupulous not to upset a money changer's table, and to be on your guard if you pass a counting house where the layout of the coins is spread out, and yet are indifferent to the loss of time, which is the one thing in this world of which you should be the greediest? Opportunities multiply as they are seized. In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. When the outlook is bleak, try to find the silver lining and turn adversity into advantage. Sun Tzu teaches us that strategic thinking involves not only understanding the terrain of the battlefield, but also recognizing the potential for positive outcomes, even in the face of challenges. Life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future. When they come to the end of it, the poor wretches realize too late that for all this time they have been preoccupied in doing nothing. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Life is long enough, and it has been given in sufficiently generous measure to allow the accomplishment of the very greatest things, if the whole of it is well invested. Think of yourself as dead. You have lived your life. Now take what's left and live it properly. What stands in the way becomes the way. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice. All warfare is based on deception. Hence, when we are able to attack, we must seem unable. When using our forces, we must appear inactive. When we are near, we must make the enemy believe we are far away. When far away, we must make him believe we are near. Hold out baits to entice the enemy. Feign disorder and crush him. If he is secure at all points, be prepared for him. If he is in superior strength, evade him. If your opponent is of choleric temper, seek to irritate him. Pretend to be weak, that he may grow arrogant. He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. If you wish to be a writer, write. If you wish to be a philosopher, philosophize. But, at the same time, not merely speak words, but also practice the thing accordingly. If you wish to be a painter, paint. If you wish to be a rhetorician, speak in a fitting way, but practice the thing in accordance with nature. Real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance. It is not events that disturb people, it is their judgments concerning them. I am not afraid of an army of lions led by a sheep. I am afraid of an army of sheep led by a lion. Everything is interwoven, and the web is holy. None of its parts are unconnected. They are composed harmoniously, and together they compose the world. Remember that very little is needed to make a happy life. He who is prudent and lies in wait for an enemy who is not, will be victorious. Be extremely subtle, even to the point of formlessness. Be extremely mysterious, even to the point of soundlessness. Thereby, you can be the director of the opponent's fate. Don't seek for everything to happen as you wish it would, but rather wish that everything happens as it actually will. Then your life will flow well. Remember that you are an actor in a drama of such sort as the author chooses. If short, then in a short one. If long, then in a long one. If it be his pleasure that you should enact a poor man, or a cripple, or a ruler, or a private citizen, see that you act it naturally. For this is your business, to act well the character assigned you. To choose it is another's. The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. The nameless is the beginning of heaven and earth. The named is the mother of 10,000 things. Ever desireless, one can see the mystery. Ever desiring, one can see the manifestations. These two spring from the same source but differ in name. This appears as darkness. Darkness within darkness. The gate to all mystery. Is it not a pleasure, having learned something, to try it out from time to time? Is it not a joy to have friends come from afar? Is it not gentlemanly not to take offense when others fail to appreciate your abilities? Is it not gentlemanly not to take offense when others fail to understand you? Is it not a mark of a cultured man not to insist upon the impossible? All warfare is based on deception. Hence, when we are able to attack, we must seem unable. When using our forces, we must appear inactive. When we are near, we must make the enemy believe we are far away. When far away, we must make him believe we are near. To enjoy the things we possess is the greatest and most sincere thanks we can offer for them. The man who, with a definite plan in mind, does not continue day and night in the pursuit of what he is interested in has, in virtue of that neglect, chosen the contrary. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice. The best kind of revenge is not to become like unto them. When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. They are like this because they can't tell good from evil, but I have seen the beauty of good and the ugliness of evil, and have recognized that the wrongdoer has a nature related to my own, not of the same blood or birth, but the same mind, and possessing a share of the divine. True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient. For he that is so wants nothing. The greatest blessings of mankind are within us and within our reach. A wise man is content with his lot, whatever it may be, without wishing for what he has not,